doesn't matter.
What's up, guys? It's Alexa
and Jessica or Jess.
So we are going to be talking about life, judgments, money,
change, acceptance,
travel.
Yes, different experiences and our learnings. And advice.
Definitely. Sweet. Let's get into it.
Ooh, special guest already.
Gigi. He wants to talk in the microphone. Let's start by a little cash intro.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself, Jess.
I love how you threw me on the spot and I have to go first. Oh, I'm Jess or Jessica.
Okay.
What do you want to know?
Tell me everything. In a short sentence.
Oh my gosh, a short sentence.
Not a short sentence, you know.
Like a long one?
Like a long
sentence. I'm a Sydney gal, born and raised here.
Okay.
I've moved back recently from living in London for 4 years. I feel like that's a really big part of my story now because, it was a pivotal moment about almost 2 years ago, me moving back, and that's led me to so many different things, and one of them is leading me here to meeting you, Alexa, and doing this thing right now.
Something new?
Yes, completely new.
Wow.
Yeah. What about you?
Well,
Tell us about you.
I'm Alexa. I'm a mother of 2 little boys. This is one of my chicken pies. He is 6 months old.
Super cute, super tasty looking.
Super tasty looking. I know, right? Oh, you good? I do lots of different things in my life I like to boast about. No, kidding.
So you should. She does amazing things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're an incredible dancer yourself. So
yeah. I've done 2 classes, one which you taught. So yeah, credit goes back to you.
I'm an actor. I'm a dancer. I have a few businesses in desserts, and we're building a gym in the Philippines, which is really exciting. But my passion comes down to breathwork and meditation. I've been a meditator for the past almost 6 years every single day. And I practice Vipassana meditation and also different inner child meditations, all sorts of a variety of meditations. And I want to share that with people. I want to share how they can heal themselves.
Amazing.
I think it's so important to be able to learn that, right?
Definitely. I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I'm very new to all of this. Meditating, I would say I've been trying for years, just off the Calm app or whatever things people had shared with me, but just doing it consistently only the last couple of months.
That's amazing though that you're doing it consistently over the last, like I know people who don't even know how to meditate.
Well, I'm not even sure I'm doing it right, you know, but I'm like, this feels right. I feel a sense of inner peace after it. Yeah. And just so much more connected to my body when I'm doing it.
That's incredible. I feel like for me, it's like it takes so long. It's taken me years. You want to talk? To be able to just feel like I'm doing it right. And then I don't feel any benefits at all. But I think the purpose of meditation for me isn't to get instant benefits. You know, I feel like a lot these days it's like about instant gratification, your social media, getting that straight away hormonal release, checking your phone first thing in the morning.
Yeah, that quick fix.
There's so much about that, hey? And I think it's like now my goal in life is more about not trying to get anything straight away or not trying to achieve anything right away. You know what I mean? Like understanding that things take time and over time things will, like, as long as I'm growing and working towards my passions, something I feel like really that's a real inspirational talk right now.
I love it.
It's going like,
well, you are inspirational, Alexa. Seriously. That's why I picked your dance class. I know I keep coming back to it, but I just came across your page randomly, you know, just trying to look for some dance classes. And I thought, this woman is so in touch with herself.
Oh.
And I'm on my own journey to doing that myself. Yeah. But I thought, I need to go to her dance class. But there was only one to book in.
Yes, only one.
Yes.
What's tell us a little bit more. Tell me a little bit more about your healing journey. Like, why did you get into it? What inspired that?
Oh gosh, where do I begin? It wasn't super intentional when it started. I just sort of bumbled around, and then like things felt like it was calling to me, different things that happened in my life. But yeah, like I mentioned, a pivotal moment for me was coming back to Sydney. That was completely unplanned. So I feel like that's already, the start of this trajectory that I've been on, is that things happen and they're completely out of my control. And I think a big thing I've always struggled with is trying to be in control of everything. And the more in control I tried to be, I was forcing all these different things and trying to be a certain way, but that led to maybe more pain, more suffering, but just a lot more stress in my life. And just even in my body, I felt so much more tension in my shoulders, in my back. And I had this one spot, like this knot, which I feel like I've had for years, has never gone away. But yeah, just being more in touch with myself, like those things have softened away. But coming back to your question, so moving back here unintentionally, yeah, that was a really, really difficult time for me because I didn't plan to come back. I was here and I was with someone at the time who's still in the UK, and unfortunately, yeah, things didn't work out between us and things ended, but I still really wanted to go back. Not so much for him, but just I had planned to live my life there. I was so happy there. Like, I love my lifestyle there. I didn't see myself coming back. So coming back here, I was like, wow, this is a really big change. I wasn't anticipating that. Couldn't get a visa to go back. And I thought, okay, I need to think about where I'm going next and just, yeah, think about what's right for me, and is it really so bad being back here? So
is it so bad being back?
no, it's not. It's been amazing being back here, but I would not have found myself saying that a year ago. Yeah, it was a really big struggle to
you're like
accept being
coming back
here.
with different intentions, with a different mindset.
Well, I didn't even have intentions to be back here. So I feel like that really drastic change for me, like just having that acceptance, and then just realigning myself and thinking, okay, I'm here now.
Yeah.
What's next for me? Yeah, now's the time to spend time on me.
Yeah, it's a big realization to have, I think. I also experienced something similar where I was living in Bangkok at the time, and I had to leave the country.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah. Oh, visa things, I would say.
Right. You don't appreciate a visa thing until you have to deal with visa things.
Yeah, absolutely. And same like you, I had to come back, and then when I came back, like, I had set up my whole life over there, and you come back to Australia, you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
Yes.
Like, who am I? You almost lose a bit of you, because back then I associated my personality and myself to what I was doing and not who I was.
Yes.
Yeah, not my essence.
Yes.
So I had to learn that, and I think that's a journey on its own, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I relate to that so much.
Yeah.
So I was in a really great job when I was back in the UK. I was in like a project management role in IT sort of team. Came back here, and I didn't know when like I was going to be paid next, because I got stood down during the time I was in the UK. I thought, I'm just going to be here for a short time. I'm going to go back to the UK. So when I was stuck in between, I was like, I'll just do whatever I can to make some cash. So I actually worked at the fish markets, the Sydney fish markets, and I felt not ashamed, maybe slightly embarrassed to tell people that at the time. You go to a social event, they're like, oh, so what do you do? Tell me about yourself. And people are like, I'm blah, blah, blah. Yes. And for my age, I guess, people are like mid-career or senior level. And I'm like, I'm working at the fish markets. And like, it was really interesting observing, some
people's
people,
reaction to that. Yeah, I really find that interesting, hey, that people... Yeah, I don't know. Like it makes sense. Like it's a natural reaction, and a natural thing to do to suss someone out if they're on your level or something.
Yeah.
But I totally can relate with that. I was a hairdresser before when I was younger, and I got to the level of being like I did like a competition, and I was not almost winning, I would say, but my boss at the time, long story short, my boss at the time was on the judge, one of the judges, and she said, "Oh, you became, you were almost coming second. You were like in the third place of that." Wow. Yeah, so she had like some insight there. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to say anything back then. Yeah, but anyway, I got pretty high in my career. I was a colorist, so I really worked hard to study for like those 8 years to try to become like the best that I could. Yeah. And because of that, I had such a attachment to this career of mine. Like, it was my life. And then I left it and I did a bunch of things in between. And then I also had at one point a job of like just working at some similar fish. It was making fish bowls. There we go. There we go. And I kind of, and yeah, I would think like before I'm like, I would never do a job that's just like this, because I'm making such and such this amount of money. But in this job, I'm not making anywhere near that amount. And I just realized that, that my career and what I do, it doesn't define me as a person at all. Because after that, I became an actor, and then I was getting roles and I was getting known in Asia. I was getting out there. Yeah. And then I came back to Australia and lost all of that again. So you can't associate your identity with your work. You just can't. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you do or who you are. Like if you're wherever you're working, your value doesn't depend on that at all, I think.
Yeah. But it's so hard when everyone else around you seems Ooh, how did you navigate that, I guess, when each time, you departed from something and you moved on to something else?
He will tell it. He'll tell the story.
Tell us.
You tell us
How was Mama's story?
I think I've always worked with myself with that. You know what I mean? Like I've done so many different things in my life, and I just, at the moment, if someone goes to shit, Gigi, no, please. Oh. I also don't associate myself with people, I think, that are going to be judgmental based on, what you do. Like I've come from Asia where people are super spiritual and don't have any jobs and don't believe in money. You know what I mean? Like they don't believe in this whole anything. So it's like such a out of this world society that I've experienced. So I'm like more beyond, I wouldn't say beyond that, but I just it doesn't cross my mind, or I don't care about it anymore. You know what I mean? I don't even want to think about how I would go about it, because I just don't care about it. Do you know what I mean about that?
No, I love that. But what about for people that struggle with that and don't have that experience that you've had? What do you think?
It's hard to say, because I think in life, like, you really have to experience certain things. Like I would say go out and travel. I would say to anybody, go travel by yourself. And try not to worry about the money aspect, or have some sort of savings or something to go and do that. But it's almost like I had to go and travel and be super broke to learn the things that I learned in terms of that. You know what I mean?
Like just really humbled you.
It humbled me. It really did. It wildly humbled me.
I feel like there's more of a story there.
No. What about you? Like how are you feeling about that at the moment? Like, because it seems like when you still encounter people and then you have to tell them what you do, like you feel like there's some sort of value there. Or...
Yeah. Like I feel like I'm in the middle. I wouldn't say I don't have any ties to what I do for work or in general to my identity. I think especially right now, I'm working in sustainability. I feel like it's a really big part of me because it's a big passion of mine. Yeah. So maybe that's why it also feels a bit different as opposed to, I don't know, whatever role I was doing previously. I didn't connect to as much in terms of the meaning to me, the purpose, what it meant to me. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I'm in the middle, but I'm more appreciative when people talk about, if they happen to talk about what they do for work. I try really. I mean, we all make judgments on people, right? Judgments keep us safe, but I allow that judgment to come up. I observe and it's like, okay, that's interesting. I've made this judgment about this person because they told me, I don't know, they work at a specific place or in a specific field. I acknowledge that, but then it's just like, okay, now I can be curious about it. Like, you know, tell me more about what you're doing or what you do outside of work. I try to avoid that work question now, I think.
Yeah.
And just more like, what do you do in general?
Yeah. What is your passion, right? Because most of the time, well, not most of the time, but a lot of the time, people that what they're doing for work isn't really what they want to be doing. You know.
Not everyone has that luxury.
You're so aware though. Like that's I've said this before with things you say. Just like for you to be able to understand and just be aware that you are judging. Like I do that as well. I can be judgmental. And I realize like when someone says something or does something or I see someone and I'm like, and I'm like, oh, that was judgmental. Why? But that, like I say with anything, the first step is to be aware of ourselves and then we will figure it out from there, you know? That's...
Yeah. I think I went through a phase of being really judgmental of my own judgment of people and like being hard on myself. But now I've like gone not full circle, but 180. I always get confused with that analogy. But yeah, now I've acknowledged it's like, it's okay that I've had that judgment. Like up until now, you know, maybe I've inherited that belief from different people, from parents or, you know, people that I respect, or it's kept me safe in certain situations. And now it might not be serving me. And it's okay that that's come up, but you know, we can dig a bit deeper, try to understand this person a bit more or where this judgments come from.
Yeah. So, where do you think your judgments come from?
Definitely, my upbringing, I think.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh, we're getting into that. Wow. Straight into it. I love it. Juicy. My upbringing. Well, I was raised by two really strong, amazing Chinese parents. So I think just even from that cultural background, like whatever they were taught by previous generations about, you know, certain people being a certain way, how to respect different people, like different roles maybe. Yeah. If we're coming back to that judgment piece, like the typical, like people in these types of jobs are more respected. And if you're in, I don't know, like the cleaning services or the services industry, maybe, you know, you might not be as well respected. The thing is, they've never said that to me blatantly, but if they value certain things like, oh, like so-and-so's like studying to be a doctor or so-and-so's studying to be a lawyer and anything like that, then that's maybe, you know, taught me over time, oh, you know, these types of careers are favored or more superior in some way. And therefore that person's value is more superior because they're in that line of work. And I just have to put a little disclaimer out there. I am not blaming my parents at all about
No, it doesn't sound like that at all. It doesn't sound like that at all.
And I think that comes back to being aware of different conditioning and different things that we're taught growing up. And they were probably taught that in some way as well. So
absolutely, just
calling myself out, catching myself out when I have these assumptions or judgments about people.
Yeah. I think it's okay to have a little bit of a, what would you call it? Observation rather than a judgment. It's more you're just like observing. It's not that you're associating any sort of opinion on it, you know, which makes it, I mean, define judgment, you know, at the end of the day. I think we're more observing. But it's interesting that you say about that because I have also half of my family is Asian.
Yes.
Asian parent, one Asian parent.
Yes, tell us about that.
It's you know, and I totally understand because it's a whole different generation, you know. When they were younger, of course, you know, I feel like now you have got more media and you've got more access to information. And a lot of people now, especially the youngins, like the next generation down, they're like just
these ones.
Yeah, these little ones, they're so aware. You know, people in high school now, like they don't go much on social media or like some do, but you know, they're I don't know, they're just more aware of themselves and of the environment. Like it's nice. Yes? You want some more milk? So where did you find, like, where did you first, like, did you have someone that inspired you to get into being aware of yourself and like
Oh,
spirituality?
yes.
Yeah?
That is a great question. I don't think so. I like to think that different things have just sort of spoken to me along the way. Yeah. I don't know if I've told you this story, but I have this very complicated relationship with money.
Such spat. What's the complication?
Yeah. I think just my relationship with money has always been a bit of a struggle for me. I wouldn't say I'm bad with managing my finances, or there was a period early in my 20s when I first started making money and I went a bit wild and maxed out a credit card that I shouldn't have even been approved for. Oh gosh, that was an experience. Yeah.
Fun.
But then, over time I realized, okay, I need to be responsible with my money, and I went the opposite end. I was like super responsible and just like counting every cent almost.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, but so I've gone in between as well. So I've had some periods where I'm a bit more balanced with managing my finances. But anyway, I'm bringing this up because last year when I first moved into the apartment that I'm living in now, I had to buy a new vacuum cleaner, and I didn't have to. I inherited one from my mum from her old place, but you just turn it on and it's not sucking up any dust at all. You're there like vacuuming the same spot for like five goes, and you're like, this is not working.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I need to buy a vacuum cleaner. And this is when I was still working at the fish markets. So the money I was making, I was like, I don't know how long I'm going to be making this for. So I spent like 2 weeks stressing out trying to look up like what to buy in terms of vacuum cleaner. This sounds really silly, but it drained so much energy from me. I just knew, like, I was aware of it when it was happening. I was like, I am like scrolling for hours. I'm like researching so hard, and I'm like comparing like, I don't know, $10 here, $10 there. And it completely drained me. And at the end of that, I thought, there's something wrong with me.
Oh,
it should not have taken that much time and energy for me to decide on a vacuum cleaner. Even saying the story now, it just sounds ridiculous. But I just knew at that point, I'm like, I need to do something about this. This is not healthy. It shouldn't take so much energy. And a few months back, I actually met one of my sister's friends at her birthday, and he was talking about, this guilt that he felt about spending money. And that was what I realized in that moment. That's something I really struggle with. And that's what I mean by I have a complicated relationship with money. It's the whole spending on things that I don't feel like I need. Maybe I want.
Yeah.
So I question a lot of things I spend my money on, and that process of trying to understand if it's something I should be buying, it wasn't healthy, I would say.
It's interesting, the whole money thing, like especially how you're saying, we put different values on different things. Like I would spend so much money on food, so much.
Okay, same. That was my one rule.
That's like I'm just
anything else.
But anything. I'm the same. Anything else, I'm like, no, this $10 cup is not worth it. What am I going to use this cup for? Such a waste,
Or this avocado is $1 more than that one over there. I need to go to that shop to buy the avocado instead. You're laughing, but that's what I would do.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's good. You're savvy.
I don't know. Is that like extra half hour you're going between grocery shops to compare?
I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing, because sometimes I'll go to the shop and I will just be like, I am super rich. I'm just going to buy everything. And then I'm like, oh, I just spent all my money on food.
Yes.
Like, so...
Me too. Food is its own category.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. That's the only thing. That and massages. I spent a lot of money on massages. Yeah.
Ooh, you deserve
For any
that.
massage people that listen in, DM me. I'll come. Literally. I love massages.
Yes.
It's one of the things that I value. What else do you value? Besides, like, what do you value? Is it food? Food is one.
Food is one. Travel experiences.
Yeah, I do that as well. I value that as well.
Yeah. I think one of my narratives was, I don't like need clothes. I don't need new things. I don't need nice things. So that's part of the journey that I've been on the last year since, working on this relationship with money that I have.
That is so interesting, because I'm exactly the same. I don't care for new clothes or things. I'm all about experience. Like I was like you, traveling for quite a while, and I just spent all my money on travel and food, travel and experience. I still think that's good though. I don't know. I'm still kind of with that.
Oh no, I'm still spending money on those things, but now it's like all the other things that for some reason, all the other things that I didn't allow myself to, I have been. So like lashes, nails.
Yeah, wow.
I wasn't into that for a bit.
Yeah, interesting.
But then that's actually helped me get more in touch with the whole feminine side of things for me. Yeah.
That I feel like that's something I might eventually get into maybe. I don't know. I've always like at one point in my life I had a backpack and that was all I owned.
Wow.
I had one pair of shoes. Yeah, I got down to like super minimalist. Super minimalist. I had, I think, one pair of actual shoes, maybe like one pair of thongs.
Yeah.
You know, like slippers, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
One pair of jeans, one pair of pants. Like, you know, not much. One backpack.
Wow.
And yeah, because I was traveling and I just really wanted to be minimalist. And it made me realize that I think, like, I realized that clothes and all the superficial things for me, it's really just, it's not really worth it. Like, I don't really want to be spending my money on that. I realized, like, it doesn't have value for me. But then now I think, like, maybe, I don't know, like, going and doing your makeup a certain way or wearing certain clothes or something, maybe that, it does show who you are a little bit. Like it's expression of like how you feel inside. So I guess I'm exploring that a little bit because I like colors. I like to be a bit bright, but I always thought, no, be minimalist. You don't need this stuff.
I relate to that so much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, especially like for me, you know, the whole sustainability thing's such a big thing. Ooh. Just going for a spin.
True. Well, that's your thing, isn't it? Because that was so my thing before. I don't know. I feel like I'm going in a different direction now.
Yeah.
Still haven't bought clothes though. I'll once off go and buy some sports bras.
Ooh. You allow yourself a little luxury.
Sports bra luxury. That's it though. And I don't know. I'm half, I guess. It's interesting.
Has that always been that way for you, or
no? When I was first making money, like how you were saying that, when I first was making lots and that, I would spend it all on travel. That was one thing.
Smart.
And then I feel like this is making noise. Give me a second. And I'm afraid. It's like just gonna like adjust. Anyway,
we're back.
I'm back.
We're back. He laughed. He enjoyed the joke.
You're funny, Jess.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Funny. I forgot what I was saying. I feel like
spending money.
Oh yeah, I used to get my nails done acrylic when I was young. I'd get acrylics, I'd get fake eyelashes, I would be wearing heaps of makeup. I'd have hair extensions. Yeah, I had hair extensions.
Wow. Well, your hair's so funny.
Oh, I just realized this whole thing does that look okay?
Yeah.
This whole time?
Yeah.
It's funky. That's so funny. That's so funny. I thought it looks like it's like a bit of a
now this side's a bit funky.
Now we've got some McDonald's things happening over here.
Can I take your orders?
Literally with like that. That's funny.
Did you ever work at Macca's?
I didn't. Did you?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
That's so funny.
Yeah, first ever gig.
Oh my god! Yeah. Apparently it's good. Like I don't know. I heard that you learn a lot actually working at Macca's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
What other jobs have you done?
Waitressing.
Have you?
Yeah, at a hotel chain. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And waking
that was
up
fun?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, believe it or not. I worked at a buffet, so you get all the food at the end of the shift.
Oh, that's worth it.
Yeah, and we had a dessert buffet as well, so yeah.
And hotel food, like buffet, is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's not bad. But after a while, you do get sick of it too.
And full.
Yes. You're like, I can't be eating this cake every night.
I could. What advice would you say to someone that was like you 10 years ago?
Oh, wow. You and your juicy questions. 10 years ago. I'm casting my mind and body back. Where was I? I would have been 22, 23. You know what the irony was? I thought I had my life figured out at 22, 23. Yeah. Advice. It's very cliche, but just definitely be open. Be open to things that come your way, to things that people can show you, can teach you. And also don't be afraid to ask people for help. I think that's gotten me so far, is that people have shown me so much, like gotten me opportunities, taught me things that I definitely would not have known if I just, never asked. Yeah. That's mine.
I love that so much.
Thank you.
I love that so much. I think it's not so cliche. I think that's really good advice, because I feel like a lot of people around that age, like, very independent and not open to anything, you know. So it's really nice to just, I like that.
Yeah. I guess what I'll add is if you see someone doing something that, you think is really cool or interesting, or maybe that you have no idea about, more often than less, I've found people are very happy to share about what they're doing.
100%.
Yeah. So
100%.
just reach out, just ask them. People love talking about themselves.
I was just going to say that. People love talking about themselves. Love it. If you want to talk to anyone famous or anybody that's of influence, you just ask them about themselves and then bam. But it's good because you can learn from them as well.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting this.
You came up with the question.
I'm kidding.
Who came up with this? Put me on the spot.
This is real, like, 10 years ago. One moment.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Probably that. What I would tell myself specifically. Don't know if this is going to help anyone, but I would say that, like, you have no idea what's in store for you. Like, you think you're here, you know, you think you're capable of only this, but you just have no idea what life has in store for you. You are going to do the most incredible things.
Yes!
You know? And I know that sometimes, baby Lex, you might think that you don't have anything to offer and that you're not that valuable and you're not that pretty. I had all these things. I had all these bloody beliefs back then. But that's just your perception of yourself, and that's literally what you think other people think of you ain't nothing to do with what you actually are. That isn't your essence. That isn't true at all. Like, you are so beautiful. You fine, girl. Yep. You fine. But that's because you perceive yourself now as fine. It's all about perception. And it's all about just giving yourself a little bit more love every day, working on yourself. True beauty is about being knowledgeable of yourself and accepting of yourself. It has nothing to do with what you do or how you look like, even though you look fine. You're damn fine.
Damn fine.
Damn fine. No, but seriously, it's beauty is about who you are as a person.
I love that. Yeah. Especially the part about acceptance of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely something else to get into next time.
Definitely. Yeah. Takes some time to accept yourself. I haven't even 100%, but every day if you work towards it, you're going to get a little bit closer to it. So it's all about progress.
Oh, I love that.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, we're probably going to do this together, but thanks for the conversation.
No.
I think we shared some good little valuable things.
Definitely. This is like only our second proper conversation.
In general. Yeah. We're not like, we have not lifelong friends or anything.
No, but it feels like we are.
It does. It's like super easy. It's super casual. Okay.